Hello everyone, this is CY once again, and thanks for joining me this morning. Today I'm going to talk about the machines which I've owned for quite some time, but I rarely used it until recently, which I bring it down from my shelf, which is collecting dust over there, the waste. And I've been using this for about a month continuously every day. And I'm going to share with you some of the things I find that is good about this machine, and some of the things that I think if you want to own this machine, then you probably have to take note of, So basically this is the Electra Micro Casa Semi-Automatica, not the level version, but it is the heat exchanger versions with a boiler. So let me get started. Well, the greatest joy of using this machine is definitely aesthetically. That's number one. Why I'm drawn to this machine is because it simply looks beautiful, right? Look at how beautiful the machine is, starting from the base with Elektra logo on top, the power button, right? This button is not functioning. This is the short button. This is the heating element button. And this is the drip tray, right? It's able to, I think it drains water directly to the drip tray. And the drip tray, it's not something that's big and fantastic. It is enough, right? Because normally you don't really feel a lot of water with this. But let me just dump this water away. Right. Right, so it's very simple, right? Just remove the metal cover, stainless steel. Right, push it back in, slot the discharge tube back into the slot there, and then you can see it's a very beautiful, beautifully made espresso machine. And being a heat exchanger means that you can actually pour shots and then steam your milk at the same time. Okay, so let's talk about, other than the good looks, right, it heats up pretty fast too. About, I would say, less than 10 minutes it'll heat up to temperature. And the way that you see that the temperature is ready is by looking at the pressure gauge. And right now we are at around 1.5 bar pressure, and the machine is heat up and ready for brew coffee. This, I bought it secondhand. I saw it on Singapore Carousell, and I believe it's American who is leaving the country, which is leaving Singapore, and he put it up for sale. I approached him and I got this unit. It's pretty reasonable price. The recent one I saw on Carousell, which is trying to sell the Casa Leva, which I love, but it's beyond my budget and it's too expensive for me to own. He actually installed a short timer here, right? And of course, everyone loves the eagle, right? This looks like a bird. It's not an eagle, definitely. So this is actually, I do not know what bird it is. If you know, please link in the comment section down below. And many of you who watch my video may wonder why I need this piece of cloth here, right? I will share with you why it is required, at least for myself, right? And this is hot to the touch. It may get burned from here. This is even hotter. So this entire assembly is hot. The boiler is hot. The base is warm. It's not burning to the touch, right? The steam one, once it is burning to the touch as well. So the entire assembly is hot, right? So this is probably, I would say, a downside of this machine. And it's not, if you're not careful, you can get yourself hurt from this, right? So the heat up time is good. And being a heat exchanger, it tends to overheat. So I'm going to show you, right? I've left the machine idle for about maybe 10 minutes, and you will see that the steam is coming out as you purge water out from the group. Right, can you hear the hissing sound there? Wow, this is a sign whereby the group boiler, the group is actually overheating, and you definitely need to purge the water. If not, you'll get overheated espresso being extracted. It will not give you the best taste. A second thing, right, and now I'm going to explain why I need this cloth over here. But let me first remove it, and the moment I turn it on, you'll understand why. Right, it also serves as a way, to to sort of hold my condensation of water instead of dripping into the water tank. But that's not the main reason why I have this, right? So let me just remove it, remove the towel, and then let me put this back on. Metal to metal, right? Some of you may already know, right? Having metal to metal without any damping, right, is going to create a lot of sound. So let me just turn on my dosing button. Okay, this is what I don't like about this. Sometimes if you don't put it well, right, it will rattle. But of course, if you put it at the right position, it may not rattle as loudly. Right, so you have to put it right. So usually I'll put a cloth there as a damping to minimize the noise of the vibration due to the vibratory pump. And the steam on this machine is a beast. It's one of the very easy to use steam wand which I've used on something that's on a fix and doesn't allow you to adjust the position, something like a, you know, like a La Pavoni, whereby your steam on is actually fixed and you're not able to do much movement. So let me show you how powerful the steam is. It's very powerful. The steam is also very dry, which is good, right? It's unlike other machines I've used. It tends to be a little bit wet, but for the Electra Micro Casa Semi-Automatica, it is very, very dry, which I'm very happy about it. So now let's move on to, oh yeah, one more thing before I move on, right? It has a water reservoir on the top, which is below the cover. So this is where you store the water, of course. Right, I've been using filtered water, so it's no problem with that. Right, so this model is actually the full chrome model. I believe there's a dual tone color model, which I prefer, but this is pretty classical. So this has been my daily driver for almost, I will say, come to 2 months, and I'm very happy about the coffee it makes, but it tends to don't do so well on lighter roasts of coffee. It tends to push out better coffee. Maybe the best, the lightest roast it can ever go is probably medium light, which is this particular blend that we are now serving in our cafe. So this is the Strawberry Rhapsody, which consists of the Ethiopian, Kenyan, and Brazil as a base. This is a very good coffee for black, and it's also make very good flat white with a lesser ratio of the milk. So without further ado, let's make a coffee from this machine. So sit back, enjoy, and I'm not going to talk much about anything else. So when I make the coffee, so just sit back and relax and enjoy me making coffee. Which I'm going to make I'll put a double espresso first, then I will steam the milk at the same time, and then I may need some dialing of the coffee. Also, it depends, right? Because I've adjusted the grind setting of my timer, right, to pair with this coffee, which is very, very hard to dial in because this is a light roast coffee, the Pacamara from El Salvador. A very tasty espresso coffee, as a black coffee, but it is very, very hard to dial in because of its light roasted nature. But this is a fantastic coffee. So if you want, you can come down to our cafe and roastery at 32 Seah Street, grab a bag, right? It is limited quantity, so don't miss out. Right, so without further ado, I'm going to adjust my grind setting to about 2.5, and then let's see how the first shot is. So if you see me redialing in, means this shot is not the best, which I need to redial in, so please be patient. And usually I'll run my video continuously without any cutting, so that to show you what actually goes behind all the steps you have taken to make a good cup of coffee. Let's knock out the puck. I can see the puck is very wet, shows that it is grinded too fine. Just the puck is very soft and soggy. Right, that's another telltale sign that you have grinded too fine for your espresso. Okay, so let's measure another 18 grams. And the trouble about this machine is while I prepare the coffee, the group again will go into overheating, and then again I will need to flush the group to reduce the temperature. And this particular machine really exhibit the downside of a heat exchanger to the maximum because it overheats, and this is without PID, which means it doesn't have any precise temperature control, so it tends to overheat all the time. So one way to brew good coffee out of this machine is really to manage the heat. Okay, so this is 18.1 gram like last time. Push out the gas. Oh, by the way, this is porcelain, right? So let's adjust the grinder. Let's go on to 3. I think this will be better. Let's turn on the grinder. Okay, let's transfer it over to the portafilter. Okay, let's give it a try. Before we do that, make sure you flush this, and because we didn't use a puck screen, let me show you how much coffee powder actually get into the cup if you don't do a purge, if you don't use a puck screen, right? Overheating again. Alright, so if you don't purge, right, you can see there's quite a lot of sediments. Usually I get worse than this. Probably it's trying to I do not know. It's not showing the worst scenario whereby there's a lot of coffee powder that's there if I don't use a touch screen. Alright, so let's see whether you can get a better shots. Okay, I'm going to try to bring you closer. Okay, let's go. I think the part is not prepared too well, so you can see there's quite a lot of channeling. So this shot is going to taste worse than just now, I believe. You know, there's life, and sometimes we drink very good coffee, and sometimes we don't drink very good coffee, even though I love the machines. So let's give you a taste. Oh, it's definitely more acidic as compared to just now. Just now was a more full body. It is sweeter. This shot is actually weaker. I believe it's due to the channeling. But nonetheless, I'm not going to pour a third shot, wasting time. I just have to steam some milk and then make a cup of latte and then just drink it anyway, right? So I'm going to make steam the milk now. I'm going to show you how I do it, and then yeah,